Presenting from an iPad, Teaching from a Tablet by Ian M. Camera, RN, MSN, ND, Professor of Nursing, Holyoke Community College. The simplest thing is to use the iPad to replace the blackboard or whiteboard. Screen mirroring allows you to use any drawing app. Chalk is a free web app that will make you think you are at a chalkboard. If you save a link from Mobile Safari to your home screen, you can use it without an internet connection. A quick screenshot will even save your image. Now if only they would add the clicking and whispering sounds of the chalk on the board. Paper is a freemium app that has basic functions for free but is upgradable with in-app purchases. Adobe Ideas is a free drawing app from the makers of Illustrator and Photoshop. Sketchbook Pro is a full-featured illustrating app. Any of these will rely on your own drawing and handwriting skills. They have different features built into them, so practice will be necessary. These suggested apps are presented in order of complexity, so the early ones in the list will be easier to learn and are probably more appropriate for live presentation. Presenting prepared materials. The more typical way to present is to use prepared materials such as a PowerPoint file or slide deck, as they are often called. In this case, the iPad is acting as a replacement for the typical laptop. Why would one do this? Because the iPad is lighter, has a longer battery life, and is easier to configure than a laptop. Also, the iPad is more portable in the room, particularly when hooked up to an Apple TV unit wirelessly. It offers the portability of a handheld clicker with the control of standing at a laptop, plus the freehand input of writing on the board. The most common way is to use the iPad version of Keynote to present PowerPoint or Keynote files built on a laptop or on the iPad itself. Because the iPad mirrors its screen on the projector, it is also possible to make a PDF of a slide deck and present that from a reading app such as Goodreader. Other styles of presentations are also possible, such as using a mind mapping app such as iThoughts HD. The benefit of this presentation is that the individual branches can be folded and unfolded as you move through the map, allowing you to give a guided tour of the details while also presenting the overview. A second choice that may be more desirable for visual or spatial learners is to create a zoom and pan style Prezi presentation. This is created on a web app but then can be viewed and edited on an iPad app. Assuming a decent internet connection, pinching and swiping on an iPad is a very natural way to present this content in this style. This next type of presentation arguably makes the best use of the iPad as a presentation tool. I call these Presentation Plus because they include many of the features present above and then add in an extra electronic trick. One of my most popular experiments among students has been recording screencasts of my lectures in the classroom. This is very doable on the iPad, my favorite tool being an app called Explain Everything. This app will record the screen as you present from a PowerPoint or PDF file, including any zooming or annotation you do. And it will also record your voice as you present to the class. These video recordings can be exported and presented to students later for their review or in case of student absence. A second electronic bonus feature is to broadcast your iPad screen not only to the projector but to anyone else on your local network who wants to view it on a laptop, a tablet, or a phone. AirSketch will do just that, allowing you to present from a PDF including freehand annotation and broadcasting that presentation at a specific address that browsers can view. Collaborative presentation. The AirPlay feature that makes a wireless connection between iPad and Apple TV can be used to share the stage, metaphorically speaking. Anyone using an iPad in the room can take a turn driving the projector so that a faculty member can invite students to display what they are working on for the rest of the class to view. I hope this gives you a taste of what is possible on the iPad when presenting to a group. Anything that might make presenting easier, more efficient, more effective, and most of all more fun is worth trying. Best of luck with your next presentation.